Imagine this. You're in 1940s Britain. You have been allotted one small potato and a scraping of spam for your evening meal. Nazis are dropping bombs on you. You are allowed to wear only green and brown clothes, and they have been fashioned from the wool around a sheep's arsehole. Your teeth hurt and your hair is mental. Then a ray of hope. The cinema gods offer you a plate of brainless, fluffy, escapist nonsense. A dose of pure fancy to help you get through your heap of a day. You are going to see a Gainsborough Picture. Hello and welcome to Front Row Cinema Club, where today I'm talking about the 1945 melodrama Madonna of the Seven Moons, produced by the one and only Gainsborough studio, home of the British melodrama. To very quickly summarise Gainsborough, they make films about sad but vaguely sexy things happening to posh people.
I'll break that lovely neck of yours with less regret than I'd stamp on a snake. Good night.
Stick around for guyliner, sluts,
Food for my son, you cheap slut.
and unconvincing rear projection. Let's get started. Bullshit! We start with this young lady, Madalena, innocently frolicking through the meadows and picking flowers a la Snow White. But then, who's this fella? Oh, you look nice, don't you? Oh, look how high up my trousers are, it's the 40s. Wah. We cut away and it's strongly implied that the man did something dreadful to Madalena off screen I'm not going to mention. She's then taken out of the convent where she lives to get married to an Italian man she's met only once before. Sure, that'll be fine. I can't help but think this film might have been better if we'd let her go and just hung back with the nuns instead. Nuns in films always do the most interesting stuff. Well, almost always. We flash forward to the future, which is the past to us. Madalena is now a proper grown-up with a young adult daughter. Some more nuns, different ones, are visiting to discuss a very important issue.
How about this idea of yours, sister? I'd really much rather not. Madame Laborde, without you, there would have been no children's ward in our hospital. It's only right that it should bear your name. I couldn't possibly agree to that.
Now lay it on a bit thicker, Gainsborough. What are you trying to convey to me about this character? Oh, I get it. She's the second coming of Christ and Mother Teresa all rolled into one.
Pity Botticelli isn't alive. I should have liked him to paint you, just as you are now.
He painted saints.
I know.
Ugh, I'm gonna throw up. Madalena's daughter, Angela, is returning home to Italy from England for the first time in 5 years. She was supposed to be travelling with a girlfriend, but she gets ditched for a greasy tank-top dancer named Sandro. Angela instead makes her journey with this young man, Evelyn. I skipped this section with them driving in about 10-second intervals, and it's a whole 2 minutes of them talking about really nothing. Eventually, they pull up and ask for directions. Now, I'm going to give you a little quiz here. Who do you think they're going to ask? Who do you think they'll end up asking? Because it's not like he's conspicuous or anything. Okay, 4, 3, 2, 1... Ah, quelle surprise! It's archetypal English heartthrob Stewart Granger.
The classic English gentleman abroad. It's David Niven. It's Stewart Granger. It's Nigel Hay.
Here playing an Italian thief named Nino.
200 yards, and then you turn left. Not the first turning or the second, the third, by the statue. Then after that, you
All right, thanks. We'll find it somehow.
Yes, I'm coming. Can't you hear? I'm coming.
Good afternoon, Tessa.
Oh, Dr. Aykroyd, I didn't know it was you.
Mr. Laborde phoned
You gonna
for me.
pick that up?
It was you.
Mr. Laborde phoned for me.
No? Well, okay. Just can't get the help nowadays. Angela shows up at home and scandalises her mother with her shorts and jolly hockey sticks chipper attitude. In real life, these two actresses are actually only 4 months apart in age. It's quite ridiculous. You can tell Madalena is upset because she keeps making this face, like someone's got a fish hook in the side of her upper lip.
Isn't it, Lynn? Angela, that's a cocktail. I should hope so, too. For the father in the wine trade.
She'll be doing swinging off the chandelier next, the strumpet.
What are you about? I don't have to ask permission. Well, goodbye.
Why don't you just start shitting him on the carpet? Heathen. 22 minutes in and we are forced to endure a section I call Mummy Wants.
Coming, Madame Laborde. And oyster pink is such a wonderful colour for you. Yes, it's very lovely. But it's not quite what I wanted for Mummy. Mummy wants something a little more sophisticated.
In which Angela takes Madalena dress shopping. I want to go back in time and edit the shit out of this script. Does Mummy want that? 25 minutes in and we still haven't got to the actual story. 36 minutes! 36 minutes and we get to the inciting incident. Praise be. Madalena hears the name Sandro Barrucci, who I mentioned earlier as the greasy tank top dancer, and she faints. She's taken upstairs and when she awakens, she is transformed. She runs away to Florence and assumes her alter ego, Rosanna. So the idea is, when she had the traumatic incident at the start of the film, she developed a split personality, don't question it. As the movie tells us, this is science, and it is real. Rosanna has no memory of her life as Madalena.
Get out of here. Get out, you scum. Devils.
Oh, I don't know how they managed to get that footage of me. That's quite embarrassing, really. Madalena/Rosanna comes to the Barrucci house, where she has apparently been before. In this alternate life, she's the girlfriend of Granger's character, Nino.
Rosanna!
He's so overjoyed at her return that he throws his other girlfriend, poor Vittoria, out of his bed without a second's hesitation. Every other character will spend the entire film treating this woman like shit.
Victoria, come here. What were you whispering about?
I was saying you were all right.
Forgot to make the bed this morning. Can't do it.
Bed. That's about all you're fit for.
Yeah, you go make my bed up. I wish Vittoria would snap and murder all of these people. They're terrible.
And put it down properly.
Don't be too hard on her, Nino. She'll be putting powdered glass on my spaghetti instead of cheese.
Think Vitro.
Kill them, Vittoria. Do it. Put glass in the spaghetti. Let me see them choke. Dancing Sandro turns up. Turns out he's Nino's brother. Meanwhile, Angela and various pals search for the missing Madalena. They draw nearer and nearer to solving the mystery and the net tightens around Rosanna. Angela makes her way to the Barrucci house and promptly faints when a group of dancers encircle her. Again, don't question it, just move on. Sandro picks up the passed out Angela. Vittoria, spying through the window, mistakes Sandro for Nino and tells Rosanna he's taking another woman to his room. And then something actually dramatic happens. We're only like an hour and 40 minutes in, so you know. Rosanna gets stabbed. On her deathbed, the two men that she's loved say goodbye, and yeah, that's it. I have a special place in my heart for Gainsborough. I went through a period of being obsessed with their films when I was probably about 16 or so. They're very silly, but Stewart, Granger, James Mason and Margaret Lockwood, the studio's biggest stars, are all very charismatic and engaging performers. The films are so English and they're so of the time, and it makes me laugh that Granger in particular thought the whole lot of them were just shit and slagged them off mercilessly for the rest of his life. Rewatching Madonna of the Seven Moons now, I have to say the first 40 minutes or so drags very badly, and the Madalena character is so insipid and weak even for a melodrama. If you want to give a Gainsborough a go, I'd recommend The Wicked Lady from 1945. Granger is in a lot of fun swashbucklers, including The Prisoner of Zenda from 1952, and in some good historical stuff like Young Bess from 1953 and Beau Brummel from 1954. None of it's going to tax you intellectually, but I do think they're a good time. I just love British film. Might do a video on the subject more generally. What do you think? Anyway, the end.
Listen, one more thing. It'll just take a second.
Right, let me let you in on a little secret here. Today was supposed to be a bad sequels installment looking at 2002's American Psycho 2 All American Girl. But the film is so horrendously terrible that I couldn't even make jokes about it. I was just, it's just painfully bad. Which is how I ended up doing this video instead. Since you've stayed here this far, just humour me a second. In the film American Psycho, there's a piece of art hanging on the wall in Patrick Bateman's apartment. It's a piece from Robert Longo's 1979 Men in Cities series, and I was always baffled by it. Here it is. What do you see? I'll give you a second. Give it a good look over. A man in a suit jumping, sort of bent over at an angle, right? Right, here's what I saw up until about 12 months ago when I rewatched the film for probably the 10th time, and something in my brain just clicked. I've illustrated over the top, sorry Mr. Longo, to help show you how my brain interprets this photo. I have spent years questioning why Patrick Bateman, polished serial killer businessman, would have such a picture on his wall. Woodwind man. Is it just me? Is it anyone else? I couldn't leave without asking if I'm the only one in the world. Surely not. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed yourself, please throw me a like and remember to subscribe. See you again soon. Bye-bye. Angela shows up at home and scandalises her mother with her shorts and jolly hockey stips, chipper attitude, with her shorts and jolly hockey sticks, with her shorts and jolly holly sticks, with her shorts and jolly. Angela shows up at home and scandalises her mother with her shorts and jolly hockey sticks. You know what? F this.